Hello. Welcome to the second happy hour event of the Alone Together Resilience in Art series. For those of you who are joining us for the first time this evening, this series highlights work created by students and faculty from the School of the Arts during the pandemic. My name is Shoshana Zeldner, and I'm the Program Manager, Special Events with the School of the Arts. Alone Together Resilience in Art is designed to take us on a journey. Our world has changed dramatically in the last 5 months, and it is continuing to change. During this three-part series, we will explore how the pandemic has shifted not only the ways in which we experience the arts as viewers, but also the ways that artists have adapted to produce and create in this new context. Without the ability to gather, rehearse, perform, and exhibit, or experience art in familiar and traditional settings, artists have been pushed to reimagine their artistic process. This means identifying new tools, methods, and approaches. It means taking new risks. Throughout this series, you will get a sense for how artists at the university are continuing to adapt their work during the pandemic. Last week's event focused on artwork created before the pandemic began as a reminder of where we were before this all started. Tonight's event showcases artwork created during the stay-at-home order this past spring, when the idea of social distancing was still a bit fresh. This evening will include a live performance by theater students that uses the Zoom platform as a new and innovative way to experience the arts. You will also see student dance performances and a videography production that capture the essence of being socially distanced, alone, and alone together. You can view tonight's program by clicking the link that has been pasted in the comments box or in the chat box on the side. And next week's event is the closing event of the series and will showcase artwork that is brand new, that has been created this summer, much of which will be shared for the first time during the event. While this is a virtual event, I feel it is extra important to remind ourselves about our connection to place and land. I want to take a moment to honor the original inhabitants of the land that our university sits upon, the Washoe and Northern Paiute people, who have stewarded this land throughout the generations. This is the land that continues to support the evolution of our artistic practices. Before we jump into the art itself, I would like to introduce some of the students and faculty who have created work that you will see tonight. If you will all join me here on screen. Awesome. Thank you.
Hi. Shush and I will just keep interrupting each other. I'm sorry. My name is Carrie Cunningham. I'm very excited to be here with you tonight. I'm Associate Professor of Dance in the Department of Theater and Dance. My preferred pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I have brought this evening in my Jacob's Pillow Dance Festival glass, commemorative glass, a farmer's market margarita with cilantro, jalapeno, and cucumber.
Hi, I'm Yasi Jahanmir. I'm the Assistant Professor of Theater History, Literature, and Theory in the Department of Theater and Dance here at UNR. And I don't have anything as fun as Carrie has. I just have some sort of sparkling peach electrolyte beverage. So hopefully it's good.
Hi, my name is Sam Crabtree. I'm heading into my 5th year as a theater and English major at UNR. My preferred pronouns are he, him, and I don't really drink, so I brought apple juice mixed with bubble water because I was trying to make it look like white wine. It went a little iffy, but we're trying our best.
Hi, my name is Bailey Falk. I recently graduated from UNR this spring with a BA in psychology with a minor in theater. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I have this evening a wonderful peppermint mocha frappuccino from Starbucks. So that's what I'm drinking.
Hello, my name is Sarah Gregory. I am also a 5th year senior and am also a psychology major and a theater minor. Tonight I am drinking an Arizona green tea because classy. All right.
Hi, my name is Reese Quall. My pronouns are she, her, and I just graduated this past spring from UNR with a degree in theater acting specialization, and I am drinking a mango kombucha.
Hi, I'm Sarah Johnson. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I guess I'm technically both student and alumna. I graduated with an BA in English in 2016 and an MA in English in 2019, and I am finishing up the dance major. And I'm drinking water. Don't forget to hydrate.
Thank you, everyone, so much. I will add quickly that I am a she, her, and I have some ginger beer here. And I'm going to pass this off to Carrie, who will introduce our first piece, Confinement. Take it away, Carrie.
Thanks, Shush. This next work is by Sarah Zelkowski. She was one of 9 students in my Choreography 3 class this spring semester. When courses went online in March, this course was perhaps the one of the courses that I was teaching. This was the course that was by far the most impacted. Students had to shift from making work in studios on bodies to creating solo work that was meant to be seen on a screen. They were initially stunned, sad, and understandably completely unmotivated. But I am happy to report that this was also one of my most resilient classes, and they ended up creating some incredible works that were innovative, imaginative, and at times even really brave and vulnerable. They danced in their homes, they danced on their balconies, in their yards, in their parents' swimming pools, and even forayed into locations where they could safely social distance, such as a rock in the middle of Lake Tahoe, and created dances in those locations. They ended up creating 3 choreographic works during this period, and their final projects shifted from a live produced performance set on their colleagues to a significant work that they created specifically for camera. Tonight, I'm pleased to present one of these final projects, Confinement. It was choreographed, performed, and later edited by dance minor Sarah Zelkowski, as I said. It's a beautiful example of the intersection between feeling stuck at home and embracing the incredible beauty of the natural surroundings that we find ourselves in Northern Nevada. The work was filmed by her colleague, Brendan Mullenix, a recent graduate with a BA in dance and a BA in theater technology, a dual degree. When she showed this work as part of the virtual student choreography showcase in May, Sarah talked about how it responded to the confluence of emotions surrounding the shelter-in-place orders. She said that she was anxious to go outside and see people, but at the same time nervous about what she would see in this radically shifting landscape. Please enjoy Confinement by Sarah Zelkowski.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you. Next up, we have a play that was written during the shelter in place. So my dramaturgy class was in the midst of doing historical research and audience outreach for our spring production of Spring Awakening, which ended up being canceled due to COVID. When we couldn't do that historical research, we shifted the class to new dramaturgy. So I encouraged the students to take the time to write a new play based on their interests, feelings, whatever they were going through. We had 7 wonderful new plays that were then edited and reworked and dramaturged by fellow students. And in this particular play, the playwright had a long-standing interest in dreaming and dream analysis and psychoanalysis. So you'll see that come up. And this production, this staged reading, was entirely student written, edited, designed, directed, and performed for the Zoom platform. So welcome to this new world of theater, and we hope you enjoy.
My most glorious dreamers, welcome to the dream room. If you are seeing this, hearing this, then you must be asleep. But before we can begin, we must first lay out some rules for the dreaming. The first rule: this is only a dream. It would be wise to remember that during your time here. The second rule: you are free to explore and modify your experience of the dream, but you cannot touch the dreaming. The final rule: do not, under any circumstance, question the reality of the dream more so than you must. Failure to do so will result in a preemptive awakening. If you can follow these rules, then sleep well you shall, dreamer.
Always so grotesque. And yet, so delicious. Truly, human fear is the most delectable of them all. Oh. What's this? A letter? Oh, a love letter. Though in your case, judging by the phrase, I have fallen out of love with you. Not quite. Oh. You've always been unloved. Why did you think this time would be any different?
Go away. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What are you gonna do? Oh, this guy. Don't worry. I'll be back. I'll see you next time.
The dreaming begins. My most glorious dreamer, I welcome you to the dream room.
Are you the one that knows them away?
Yes, I am the dream seller. Please, take a seat.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. You seem to attract night terrors at a rate I've never seen before. I wonder what your fears are.
You can't follow us in here, right?
No, not while the dream room is present.
What is this place?
A shop that exists in the deepest of slumber. Here you can purchase any manner of dream or nightmare, if you're willing to pay the price.
And what would that be?
To newcomers such as yourself, a dream for a dream, a nightmare for a nightmare.
Would I be able to trade my nightmares for dreams instead?
I'm afraid such a barter would upset the balance of what you see at night. I could if you would so like, but the consequence would be that those new dreams would eventually turn against you. And rather than be devoured by fear, you'd instead succumb to an otherworldly fascination.
Then there'd be no point.
But there is. Perhaps if you were to apply yourself toward your own feelings of worthlessness, you'd have less night terrors visiting you.
But I know I'm not worthless.
Consciously, perhaps, but the dreaming realm does not lie. There is another night terror, isn't there?
Yes.
Unloved, 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 unloved.
And you are?
I've already claimed this dreamer, and you're interrupting my meal.
Do you not tire of the same flavor?
I see. You're the one that eats our own. I've heard about you. They call you the conductor. The night terror with an affinity for humans. Very well. You may have her.
Don't come any closer.
Very well. How do I look?
What?
I altered my appearance so that I could look more human as before I approached you. What do you think?
It's okay. I don't understand why you're talking to me. Who are you?
A curious visitor. That is all.
And please, go visit elsewhere.
I mean you no harm. I would like to apologize on behalf of my kind. Though most of us seek the fear you dreamers have, not all of us are hungry for it.
What do you want from me, then?
Your heart.
I see. What happened after?
He told me that he wants my heart to keep it safe. But then he also said,
Your heart will help me find love.
How intriguing.
What?
It is difficult for a night terror to fall in love.
He calls himself the conductor, and despite that, I think it's still possible.
Or perhaps it is not, and you simply believe it to be.
Is the love between a dreamer and a night terror forbidden?
No. Once it was common to fall in love with denizens from the dreaming realm, but that was in a lost era from an ancient time. Tell me, what do you know of love anyway, given a heart as broken as yours?
I don't know.
And why do you trust the love from this conductor of yours?
Because it wasn't the only night he visited. First, I told him to go away. And back, watching over me. It was...
Go on.
I didn't mind at all. I thought he would eventually come to mock me, and all he did was ward off the other night terror.
Means that you appreciate him, then?
I do.
You should be wary, regardless. Night terrors have always been known to only feed on the fear a dreamer had. Knowing this, what else would there be to say?
Nothing. There are dreams that stray from love.
There are. Why?
I want the love between myself and the conductor to last.
A dream of love, then. What will you exchange?
Everything else. I don't need it.
Very well. But you do realize the implications, correct? You'd only be able to dream of him, and if he were to ever stop visiting you, you would no longer be able to dream of anything else.
My other dreams mean nothing to me.
Lastly, if you do this, you will no longer have access to the dream room. This will be your first and final payment.
I accept that cost.
Then it shall be so. With this, the dream room comes to a close. Good night, my dearest dreamer. Good night.
How could I confess that I've grown to love you more than I could ever fathom?
A dream of love. But why? I would have learned to love you in more time.
In this way, there would be no regrets.
That payment is the highest cost one could ever bargain with the dream seller. To say you're kind is not enough.
I could say the same to you as well. There was no reason for you to stop the other night terror. And yet you visited each night.
Love. It was for love.
To learn it, you mean. In my case, this is all before I can sleep at night. What we have is selfish, but I don't care. You're the only one I want to see and sleep.
Then I hope to stay with you until the end and learn the intricacies of your heart as you would my developing one.
Just grace me with your presence, and that is all I will ever.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you all so much. I think you'll see a lot of the artwork in tonight's event, especially carry so many different emotions. And that was an incredible example, as well as confinement. And the next two pieces will follow in that line. And I think it brings up a lot of what we're all feeling during this pandemic. Thank you all. The next video that you will see was created during the advanced videography class this past semester. The class is taught by Peter Goyne, Foundation Professor of Art, who specializes in photography and videography. Project C19 was produced by graduating senior Jasmine Origel. Her final video project was produced 8 weeks into social isolation. It reflects the mundane of everyday life and the all-consuming anxiety of the unknown.
This next piece was created as the second part of a two-part series exploring the feelings of isolation. I was really wrestling with the feeling of loss of connection and community when we sort of aborted the semester. So the first part was sort of just me dancing sad alone in my apartment, and I will let this speak for itself.
Ba-da-ba-ba, 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 ba-da-ba-ba. A man walks down the street, he says, why am I so soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot at redemption. Don't wanna end up like a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. Bone digger, dogs in the moonlight. Far away, my well-lit door. Mr. Beer Belly, get these mutts away from me, you know. I just don't find this stuff amusing anymore. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. A man walks down the street, he says, why am I so short of attention? Got a short little span of attention, and oh, my nights are so long. Where is my wife and family? What if I die here? Who will be my role model now that my role model is gone? He ducked back down the alley with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl. There were incidents and accidents, there were hints and allegations. There were incidents and accidents, there were hints and allegations. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. A man walks down the street. It's a street in a strange world. Maybe it's the third world. Maybe it's his first time around. He doesn't speak the language. He holds no currency. He is a foreign man surrounded by the sound. Cattle in the marketplace, scatterlings and orphanages. He looks around. He sees angels in the architecture, spinning in infinity. He says, amen and hallelujah. He says, amen and hallelujah. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out.
Thank you, Sarah, and all of the dancers. That was really beautiful, and I think a great note for us to close on tonight. I want to extend my gratitude to all of the students and faculty who created artwork for tonight's event, and especially thank the students who performed live on Zoom, YouTube tonight. That was fantastic, and I'm so grateful for your participation in that way. Thank you to everyone who joined me here on screen. Special thank you to James Kavanaugh, who's behind the scenes, behind the screens, helping to play video. And thank you to all of you who are watching from your own screen. We need audiences more than ever right now, and we are working to find more ways to create accessible and safe arts experiences. I hope that you'll join us next week, Thursday, July 23rd at 5 p.m. for the final event of this series. We provided the link to that final event in the chat box on this page. The last event features artwork that has been created this summer. It's reflective of where we are right now, and you will not want to miss it. Next week's event includes a performance by voice faculty member CJ Greer performing alone in the Lilly Museum of Art, a compelling dance production by Carrie Cunningham, and a new recording by jazz faculty members that has just been released. Cheers, stay healthy, have a lovely evening, and I hope that you will join us next week.